welcome to The Imperfect Entrepreneur. And I was listening to this YouTube video, and in that video, they discussed, don't let the thief in your mind destroy your opportunities. And I'm excited today to share with you the biggest takeaway that I've had in growing and trying to scale my business over the last 2 years, and how a lot of it had to do with mindset and setting things up properly in my mind first so that we can make it a reality in the real world. So the kids are doing awesome. My daughter loves coloring at this point, and she always does this like letters and rainbows, and she always, she stuffed my bag full of letters, and I actually needed it yesterday because it was a tough day, and I went to pull out my computer and I opened up my bag, and it was stuffed full of beautiful letters from my daughter, and it was just like all I could do was laugh and just like, oh, she really got me on that one. So yeah, thinking back over the last 2 years, and it's like the one thing that's really helped drive business was just building out our pipeline. And it seems so simple and it seems so easy, right? But putting full attention on that pipeline so that we could have a pipeline that, has 20 jobs on it, that we could actually close multi-million dollars per month was something that we had to put full attention on. And I'm excited to say that, we've done that, and it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy. And it hasn't been easy because we had to first stop what we were doing, right? And what we were doing was, we were project managing, and then we'd be putting together pricing, and then we'd get pulled off of putting together pricing because there was a fire that came in project management, and that project management, meant a lot more than actually submitting a price because we were actually on the hook for this potential job. So all of our energy went into focusing on getting, projects out of fires instead of continuing to put more time and energy on where we were going. And since making those investments into where we're going, we've actually been able to secure more projects. We've been able to get a bigger pipeline, get the flow coming into the business, which is the exact thing that's helping transform the business, right? That's the thing that's actually helping us get more projects. That's the thing that's helping us get more team members, right? Because once you get your new project and you have the resources coming in from that project, you can afford more team members. Whereas if you're just focusing on the projects and you're not focusing on getting new projects, and you start running out of projects, then that's when you start to feel that pinch of like, oh, what am I gonna do? Like, I have to get rid of team members. Like, no, like if you focus on, and what we've been focusing on is building out the pipeline so that, like, yes, we have more team members, but like we also have more projects that we're working on. Why? Because we're actually being awarded more of those projects, because there's always a ratio that appears when you're doing and you're taking activity. And for us, that ratio has been 20%. 20% of the projects that we put prices on are the projects that we get. So if we put prices out there into the marketplace at 200 million, like the likelihood of us getting 40 million is really high. Why? Because that's 20% of 200 million. We've put out $50 million worth of bids in the first quarter of the year. And what have we gotten? We gotten 10 million, or it was like 12 million to be exact, in the first quarter of this year. And then now, we've submitted we submitted $20 million last month and the $20 million this month. So we've now gone up over, we're gonna be close to $100 million. And now, do we get those projects immediately? No. So now we're waiting that period of time where like they gotta review the projects and allocate their resources. But we've taken the activity, and that activity has proven to us over the last year, 2 years, that the activity that we put out, we get 20% of our projects awarded. And I used to pride myself on being like, oh yeah, we put out projects and we get 90% of them. And I used to pride myself on that. And the reason, we were getting 90% of them is because we weren't putting out a ton of projects. You know, we were putting out ones that we knew we would get. And, you know, that also limited our growth. It stunted our growth. It kept us at that $10 million mark. But building out the team so that we can go after more projects and continue to have those projects going while we also have project management going. So like, even if there's fires on projects, even if the projects are not going the way we want them to go, even if all of those things are happening, we still have new projects that we're bidding and we're going after. And that saved us. I mean, it saved us a number of times. And the same thing on the flooring side, you know? Like, I was just talking with our team today, and it's like, look at our backlog. Our backlog is over $4 million on the flooring side. And why is it over $4 million? Well, look how many team members that we have pushing on the sales and going after the opportunities. We have way more team members now going after opportunities than we did when we first started. And then one of our top performers in going after opportunities was my partner, and he's also was in project management, and he was also chasing money. So every time he was in project management and chasing money, there was always the potential for him not to get all the estimates out. And he always got the estimates out because that's just the type of partner he is, and just the level of time, energy, and effort he's willing to put into the deal, and that's why we partner with him. However, it's a way better scenario now where we have multiple team members putting out bids, and we're actually, you know, bidding even more projects, both dollar value and quantity of projects, and we're being awarded more projects. It's more stable. It's a lot more stable than just one person being the superstar and everybody else is doing, you know, definitely producing. However, I'd rather blend that out over 5 team members, which we've done and we've built out, but we had to make the investment there, right? We had to plant the seeds. We had to, you know, build out the team. We elevated team members as well so that we could actually have managers that were not even I don't even really like the word managers, right? But like coordinating and like inspiring and keeping the team engaged and helping where needed. You know, we've elevated team members to that position so that they can help coordinate and really train and drive growth for the new team members that are coming on. And then now that's speeding up that process, and now that person's getting more confident in that process. But it all came from, you know, developing the estimating and the bidding and the proposal side of the business. And then that side of the business, once it gets going and your margins are correct, right? If your margins are not right, like, yes, you're not gonna be able to, you know, grow and scale. But if your margins are right and you're putting out the quantity of estimates and you're building relationships with your customers, that's gonna give you the opportunity for your customer to accept that proposal. And when they accept that proposal, now you get the resources, the profit from those projects to now use to go build the team, right? Because, you know, you have $4 million with the backlog, and we're now doing $2 million a year on the flooring side. You need more team members to go deliver materials. You need more team members to do rip-ups. You need more team members to install. You need more team members to do all of those activities. But it all started with actually going after the proposal side of things and really building up that team and being super consistent about, like, yes, we need to have a solid team member here, and we need to build around that solid team member so that we have proposals going out even while fires are going on in the business, and allowing that cause and effect. The cause is like we're going out and we're putting out our proposals and we're being consistent about it. And the effect is people actually taking them, right? People actually signing off on the dotted line saying they want our service, they want our products, which then gives us the ability to continue to grow and scale the business. And now we're looking to even double down on that even more, right? We now know it works. We now know the margins that we need to maintain. And now that we're more clear about it, we're way more confident about it. Now we're like, how do we add gasoline to this? How do we add more horsepower to this? How do you do that? Now we need to take our high performers and say, hey, you made some me money. Now let's go make some let me get that correct. You made some me money, but now let's go make some we money together, right? Where you are now going to be helping onboard these, 3 new team members underneath you. And then now all of a sudden you go from you have 3 team members that take on 3 people. Now you have 9 people in the organization that are putting out bids, and they're learning from the top performers in the organization. You're learning from people that have already gotten the results that you want. So now it's doubling down and scaling that thing that we know works now, right? That thing that is the lifeblood of the business. The thing that I'm going to keep putting our attention on and focus on and building out on, because I know that's where we're going to be really successful in this industry. Yes, project management is very, very important as well, because if you're not fulfilling on the promises that the sales team is doing, then you're going to have even bigger problems and complaints and all those things. At the same time, if you're not going out there and putting your proposals out there, there's no projects to manage. So we're going to keep our foot on the front end, but also make sure we're building out great team members on the back end, in which we do have great team members, and we're going to continue to add to that, and we're going to continue to sharpen their skill sets and continue to push those team members to become the best version of themselves as well. But it was just one of the things I was looking back over the last 2 years, and I was like, man, we used to, put together bids and project manage and then order materials and write subcontracts. And like, no, we like totally broke up that entire job structure. And now it's like, no, we have people that are just focusing on estimating. Why? Because it's so important to the business. And there's a lot that goes to it, right? There's amendments, there's changes, there's things that need to be updated. And if you don't have the right people working on that stuff, then you're missing things, and you're submitting proposals late, and all of those things just add to you not getting awarded the projects. So we kept our focus on the front end and made sure we also had great team members on the back end. And now we're hitting targets that we never thought were even possible, right? We just hit a $2 million month at the flooring store. The old flooring business used to do the last year that it was in business with the previous ownership, it did between $4 and $5 million a year. And then last month, we did $2 million in that 1 month. And that's not just sales, right? Like, yes, we sold $2 million worth of flooring products, but we actually went out into the field and executed on $2 million worth of work. That's a lot of flooring, especially when you think about the average job size being like $7,500. That's a lot of flooring to install, and we executed on it, and the team, because we built the team out to execute on it. And I'm so proud of the team to be able to go out there and put that focus and the time, energy, and effort into being able to execute on that. And I'm proud of the McKinsey team as well, going out there and, putting out these bids, like digging into the specs, digging into the drawings, digging into the RFPs. These documents are 500 pages, and we're going in, we're digging it, we're building relationships with subcontractors, getting those prices, putting our bids out there, winning these projects, and then going and executing on these projects as well. We're going to keep focusing on the front end, but also make sure our back end's taken care of. If you got any value from any of this content, I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a comment below. If you have any questions on anything we talked about, I'd love to hear from you. Go ahead and leave me a comment below or ask your question below.